Hey everyone, Legend of Molly here from Panama City Beach. We're going to check out Ripley's Believe It or Not. Now I've been to a bunch of Ripley's and I do tend to enjoy them, but this one, they all have like some sort of wacky architecture.
Yes.
This has some pretty strong wacky architecture with the ship crashing in. That's very neat. Let's go see what's inside. Sometimes it's the little details too, like here at Ripley's, the propeller of the ship, it moves in the water. We saw an entrance here with a weird gentleman. The sign and store made out of trash. It's pretty neat. It's a wood carved Fiat. Quite the backdrop. This is pretty wild. Here, this is a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man made out of all spider webs.
It's really cool. It's really
pretty cool over here. More weird celebrity art. This is Captain America and Iron Man made out of sugar. And you got some other stuff over here. You got the eye-popping man. And then the 1,400-pound man. That's a big boy. This exhibit here right towards the front of the museum asks you if you can roll your tongue. I can't do it, so I'm not even going to try. Also, there's my beard. Look at that beard. It's poofy. Look like a homeless pirate.
Yes.
Molly, open that chest. I think you just murdered someone. More interesting stuff over here from Ripley's travels throughout the world. A seashell bouquet, but this is really weird. They're tobacco sculptures of Robert Ripley and Adolf Hitler? Like that's an odd combination. Guys, look at the size of this pig hairball. That must have been some pig.
Giant.
Another area you see in a lot of the Ripley's museums, torture devices.
Who doesn't love a good torture?
Yeah, oh man. Look at the medieval torture glove. You would fill it with coal and then put your hand in it. Ugh. Here's a selection of animal oddities. An eight-legged cow. More hairballs. That's a cow hairball. You know, a bear caught in a tire. Siamese lamb. These all have two heads. Everything in this exhibit has two heads, except for the unicorn lamb. Now, unless you're like Cruella de Vil, who would want to wear a dog hair hat? Now, popsicle stick lamp, on the other hand, everyone wants one of those. Yes, somebody had a real interesting hobby. Celebrities made out of chewing gum. Molly, which one's your favorite?
Elvis Presley or Charlie Chaplin.
You've got kind of a Ripley's Hall of Fame area. Here's the world's thinnest man. This half a man gentleman. And we got a couple more. The longest nose in history at 7.5 inches long. The man with the golden nose. The second appearance of this eye-popping gentleman. And Molly, what do we have here?
The ugliest woman in the world, and then became known as the mule-faced woman, but got many proposals to.
Interesting. Yeah. Here you got another classic wax museum of Ripley's gag where you're thinking, oh no, they're taking a picture. They're fake people. And if they were vampires, you could kill them with this vampire killing kit. It's pretty neat. It's like a giant version of Operation you could play. It's really cool. It's a replica of a New Guinea shark god. For all of you fans of poop, there you go. There's some poop. A very classic sideshow kind of thing. The Fiji mermaid. Eventually, P.T. Barnum admitted it was just a monkey fused with a fish, and it was completely fake. So I'm standing in a really cool photo op. It's a recreation of a Megalodon shark jaw, which was a prehistoric creature that was like 45 feet long. This is a man eating clam. They don't actually eat people, but they can go up to 5 feet wide and trap an arm or a leg. Here you can see some wax figures of Lizard Man, and then the demonic-looking vampire woman. Those could give the kids nightmares.
And dozens more that go unreported. There are very few.
So this might be the oddest thing I've seen in the museum so far. It is a man, probably a 6 foot tall, light bright portrait of Jessica Simpson.
I have to nudge my heart to the left.
Somebody must really, really like both Light Bright and Jessica Simpson. This is a genuine shrunken head. And the room's pretty cool. It's like a dump as big cave.
Preserve the skin. The mouth bags were removed and replaced with.
This is a Thai temple Buddha as we enter the second floor. We'll say this is pretty different for Ripley's museum. They have an exhibit all about the Titanic, including things like cutlery from the boat. That's pretty neat.
Makes sense why it's a boat, shape.
Yeah. Iceberg, a model of the ship. This is a pretty wild fact, I had no idea. The world's largest replica 3D puzzle is a jigsaw puzzle replica of the Titanic, which is 15 feet in length, 26,000 pieces. You ready to spin the wheel of death?
Sure, let's see.
Spin the wheel of death. Also, it now makes sense that they have all this Titanic stuff when the outside of the museum is shaped like a big ship. All right, Molly, you are...
A crew.
You're a crewman, and...
I'm lost. No?
No, you are, yes. You've gained male genitalia and your life. Congratulations.
Take it.
Here you can see what the wound looked like in the ship from the iceberg. We're now in the Ripley's cargo hold area, which is much, much more modern than the rest of the museum. You've got these great screens that you can just see through. And it's a really, really neat technology here. Because like the feet and stuff are actual props. Same with the masks. Like this is fascinating technology. There's a big turtle and playground for kids. Another big exhibit here. This is the world's largest matchstick model. So I absolutely love things like this. It's a kinetic motion machine. So you just follow the marbles through all sorts of different wacky paths. It just went through a loop, like a loop-de-loop, like a roller coaster did. And then down a whole bunch of helixes. I could watch this stuff all day. They used to have a Connects machine that did stuff like this. You've got a giant mastodon over here. All right, this one is strange. An African fantasy coffin. Somebody could get buried in this frog. Yay, robots!
That, of course, explains my good timing. I'll be here all night, unfortunately.
So this is really neat. This here, a guy made this and attached helium balloons to it and flew all around Oregon. Sort of like a real-life version of Up.
In St. California, using a weather balloon in 1982, the 47-year-old tied the bundle of 4-foot-wide balloons to his chair and took off from his gas station in Bend, Oregon. He carried a global positioning device, a two-way radio, a digital camcorder, and a cell phone.
So these models are really neat. These were like a Roman emperor's pleasure ships. These things actually existed. Really, really fascinating. Makes sense being at the beach. They have a beach-themed shooting gallery. Got a couple more strange people over here. The Lighthouse Man. And the human unicorn. Tons of detail here in this jade pirate ship. So this sculpture here is made out of camel bones. Definitely a bit trippy here, the double-eyed man. Time to go back downstairs. They're musical stairs. All right, time to give away the gag. Remember earlier when you could look in the mirror and roll your tongue? Well, it's a one-way mirror, and you can watch other people make fools out of themselves. If this exhibit was more crowded. Kind of a weird way to end the exhibit here with the world's tallest man and a piece of the Berlin Wall. And that's it, that's the exhibit. So Ripley's, believe it or not, there are a couple other attractions. You got Ripley's Moving Theater, which is an interactive ride made by our buddies over at Triotech. There's also a mirror maze and a laser maze. All extra cost tickets. And that'll do it for the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. Overall, I thought it was okay. I think the second half was better than the first half. Like that cargo hold area was really neat.
Agreed.
The first half felt a little bit on the dated side. The exterior is fantastic. I would say I'm not sure if I would recommend this or not. I would definitely recommend it if you're in Panama City Beach and it's a rainy day, as there's not a lot of indoor activities.
Or if you're a really bad sunburn and you need
Yeah.
some air conditioning.
All right, and thanks for watching.